Hello everyone, I will be doing a presentation on understanding students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder by myself, Eileen Hernandez. How many students with ADHD are being served in the United States? Recent surveys show that approximately about 11% of children through ages 4 through 17, this has been, increasing throughout the years, and it is most likely said that boys, likely get, ADHD than girls. So, it just depends where. How has the number of students with ADHD increased? Well, it is said about 12% U.S. children and teens have been diagnosed with ADHD in 2011. This has jumped into 43% since 2003. And, this is just nationally based, on parental reports that, they have reported what they have seen and, throughout the years and stuff. So that's what they're basing themselves off. And is that the question in which another question is why this condition has been increasing, and it is likely said that it is due because of the prescription that is given when diagnosed with this, and it's most likely the stimulant drug like Ritalin. It also says that it helps children and adults stay on task. Another thing is that it is being said that it is being overprescribed due to be given to, underage children due to being diagnosed with this. And, it just depends, because many say that in order for them to be on task and stuff, they have to be given some sort, stimulant drug for them to do this. So, it just depends. Specific behaviors and characteristics for students with ADHD. This is a chronic disorder in which, children and adults will have throughout their life. The symptoms occur all in different ways in which can take place in multiple settings, and locations. It just, it's going to happen pretty much wherever they go, they just don't know when, So it just depends. And as I was looking through the research, there are two distinct characteristics, and that's inattention and hyperactivity impulsive. Inattention. This has children and individuals with this trouble concentrating. They lag on performance depending on the task, have problems trying new things. They have poor regulation and regulation, and they just have trouble adjusting to different situations and settings. And, like I said earlier, just learning new things. All this, they just have a lot of trouble, just trying not to, just focus on something that needs to be done, but at the same time, it's not. Hyperactivity, they seem unable to sit, very restless, and just moving a lot. They may bounce to one activity onto the next, task that they may be doing. They try to do more things at once, and this is just, them not finding their spot. So we just have to really, as educators, just focus on, them trying to be still at one place. Impulsivity, this is, they have difficult waiting on things to happen. They have trouble, waiting on turns, and just, they just get that impulsive, motion in them that they can't control, So, by finding other things, and just, maintaining them calm and, addressing the situation, then maybe this can help prevent, future scenes and stuff wherever they go. Do all children demonstrate the same characteristics or behavior? It is not seen in all people that are diagnosed with this. Some have predominantly hyperactive impulsive type, some have inattentive type, and some have the combined, which means this makes up for the majority of ADHD cases. According to the IDEA of 2004, students with ADHD are identified as a specific learning disability. This is very true because they, like the government and stuff, focus more into, whether someone has a disability or not, or, this certain, situations address a specific matter, as said here, that defines learning disability as a disorder in one and more basic psychological process in whether being impaired listening, thinking, speaking, writing, spelling, or doing mathematical calculations. It just depends. It is said that many could later generate a impairment that would cause a children to meet this criteria under a certain category, because it is said that not many ADHD individuals that have this can be, like in special education classes or get that help because they do not fall into a certain category depending on what it's stated in the law, So it is said for parents, to just look up the law and read it yourself. That way you yourself and your children can know what covers you under the law and what doesn't, and if you can explain yourself, because many misinterpret the law and many assume that just because you have a passing score or passing a class, they are not special education students and do not require the help, which this is not the case. Effective class-wide interventions. This would be, like instead of just focusing on one individual and, saying, okay, we're going to do this intervention because this will help this individual, gain better understanding of the subject or so on. To me, once I read like this article and stuff, in which, the whole class is involved and would be of great beneficial to students and not just focus on one individual. This will help teachers at the end, instead of focusing on one, they would focus on like the whole as, as just one. That way everybody can gain from something and everybody can know that, oh, okay, I get this, and then other students, oh, I don't, and then once they see their peers and then they socialize and, it's just not putting someone down because of, their ADHD or so. That way nobody can know who specifically needs the help, who specifically needs, a certain area, and the focus on that. It helps children and students just deal at it as one, and this will help better, in being successful in the classroom. That's the way I see it. Many teachers would think, on the other side, that no, sitting one by one and getting that individual help will help them, gain what they need to know for that class or for whatever reason. But it's, like everybody will know from that classroom who that person is, who that person has ADHD and then their problems and stuff like that. It's like you don't want to just focus on that person. You want to explore other options. And if, there's the class-wide intervention, well, why not? Because everybody's been beneficiating from this. There are two major types of ADHD intervention that are being categorized by behavioral and academic. The behavior targets, manifestations to the disorder that, it presents along the way, along with academic deficiencies that are associated with ADHD. Those two, just focus on either how they behave and what they do and why and things like that. Academically, it just focuses more on what will help them gain throughout the class and in the future, for better reason. And like I said, the benefits of the class-wide intervention is a low risk for teachers because, it's not addressing specifically the needs of the student with ADHD. Instead, it's, benefiting other students for the class, not just focus on one individual. There are many different types of intervention instruction that you can do, like computer assisted instruction, peer monitoring, instructional choice, peer tutoring, self-monitoring. There's all kinds of different things that you can do, either by grouping students in a group and seeing how they interact with each other and the choices they make, towards their instruction and stuff. So like I said, this is better than just one intervention as itself. So I would just keep that in mind, because it's true, once you see how everything is going on around you in the class and stuff, you don't want to feel that person is feeling, like ashamed of themselves, because they have that, and seeing that other people are pointing fingers, oh, well, we can't do this or we can't do that in the classroom because of this, children or child. Like, it doesn't work that way. The resources that I gained this information, it was mostly like on the government side, like the www.cd.gov, and like other articles in which states, like the diagnosis for the United States period and stuff on the ScienceDaily.com, along with the ADHD disorder involving, like what are the differences between inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsive, and all things like that. Along here on the other side, down below, is an article that I found very interesting on how the class-wide interventions work, and all the types of different instruction that can be done with students with ADHD. So I hope this is like a helpful resource to you, and help you better understand the problems and the process and how ADHD may work towards attention deficient hyperactivity disorder students, and this could benefit many others along the way.